Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Sue Schoning from the Soul Lighthouse, and welcome to the Fast Flash forecast for August 2017. And very briefly, the energy for August is all about understanding that we cannot calm the storm, and so it's time to stop trying. All we can do is we can calm ourselves and wait for the storm to pass. August is all about finding that space of calm, that space of peace within the eye of the storm. It resonates with a 9 energy, and very briefly how I get that. August is the 8th month, so I take the 8 from August and I add it to the 1 that I get from 2017. And how I get that is I take the 2, as you can see there, I take the 1 plus 7, add it together to give me the 8. 2 plus 8 gives me a 10, 1 plus 0 gives me a 1, and so we call 2017 a 28-1 energy. And I take that 8, I take that 1, I add those two together, and I come up with the 9. 9 in numerology is the old soul. We call it the wise old soul. It's conscious, it's connected, it's compassionate, caring, and exceptionally helpful and cooperative and supportive of those around him. Gentle, understanding, with enormous patience. It truly is a very beautiful energy. And its focus is on humanity. It's about the uplifting and the encouragement and the embetterment of humanity, to drive humanity to be all that they can be, to aspire to our highest potential as humans. We call this energy the walker of two worlds, and what the 9 energy is very adept at doing is understanding what is needed to survive in the concrete world, the material world, that world where we have to earn our bread and butter, and understanding what needs to happen to be in the conscious world. And the 9 in its extreme balance is able to stand with a foot in one world and a foot in the other and bring these two worlds together. Out of balance, the 9 energy forgets and can either be so completely stuck in the concrete jungle and in the manifest material world that he sacrifices or denies the spiritual component of his life, or he loses himself so completely in the spiritual world that he is no use to anybody and doesn't know how to even earn a day's bread in the real world. Balance of the 9 energy is to have a foot in both worlds and know what to do to survive and thrive in both worlds. We call it the seeker, and in numerology that would in tarot, that would actually translate to the hermit. And so we often find that people with this energy are far more comfortable being away from others, being outside, being on their own journey, not having to engage with a great deal of people or a lot of crowds, because they prefer to hermit themselves away. They are seeking for their own rhythm, their own knowledge, their own secrets that will make sense to them. The not so good side of this energy, though, is that sometimes it can be exceptionally selfish, very, very self-absorbed, and very, very arrogant in going on its own path. And it's all about me, it's not about you. Out of balance, this energy is incredibly discontent. As I've just said, we call it the seeker. And out of balance, this energy never finds what it's looking for. It's discontent. It's not satisfied with what it's got. It's constantly seeking for more. If in balance, this beautiful energy can be kind and compassionate with infinite patience, out of balance, it can be very cold and disengaged and cruel and intolerant. And so these are the energies that you need to be aware of the 9 energy as we go through August 2017. Be aware as well that August is quite a passive energy, and because that 9 is quite a passive energy, but we've just come out of the most incredibly headstrong energy in July. And if we now are in a passive space, it can leave us feeling a little bit directionless, a little bit scattered, and standing there scratching our head saying, what am I supposed to be doing now? July was a very driving energy, very uncomfortable, very intense for some of us. And here we are now in August, and it's a lot more passive. And some of us might be sitting there saying, I can't read the signs. I can't see where I'm supposed to be going. What am I supposed to be doing now? It is an energy that might bring us to a space where we feel that the world is too loud, and so we just want to pull away from people and from everybody for a while, not just the crowds in town or the crowds in the office and the loudness of the world, but we just need to pull away from absolutely everything and everybody for a while, because there is this need to hermit ourselves away from the world this month. We might feel moments of extreme compassion within us versus coldness, or we might see it in others, because this is an energy that has the spectrum of absolute kindness and compassion on the one side, and very cold, cruel meanness on the other side. So just be aware of that. And it is about seeking that connection and that consciousness which is in that world of spirituality, that cosmic world of the unmanifest, and finding ourselves sometimes dragging our heels and feeling very heavy and very dense on the other side. So you can see it's quite a month of extremes. July was an intense energy, and for some of us we got really hammered by arrogance or aggression or bullying or intimidation. And September is going to be an intense energy again, because it's all about saying, where are you going? What are you doing? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to get there? So it's a very driving energy in its own right. August is about breathing deeply. It's giving us a space to breathe deeply. Please take this opportunity for that deep breath between the intensity of July and the intensity of September. It's all about finding your center of peace and holding it and holding on to it. And the realization, of course, is that we cannot control the storm. If I look at this GIF that's on the screen right now, it makes me a little bit seasick just looking at it. We cannot control the storm, so it's about not even trying. Put the focus rather of finding that space within you, within the storm, where you can take shelter and find a space of peace. And whether that for you is in meditating or in exercising or getting out in nature or connecting with your friends or doing a relaxing hobby or moving into conscious breathing techniques or going for healing or reflexology, but find what it is, a hook for you that will enable you to find your center. Figure out, and this is of course the real trick, figure out what is inside of your control, what is yours to control and what you cannot control. And remember that serenity prayer. It's very true this month. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. An incredibly appropriate prayer for this month as we go through the energy. And Byron Katie says it very well. Become aware. What is your business? What is my business? What is God's business? Because she says that there are really only 3 kinds of business in the world. What is mine, what is yours, and what is God's? And if we can define what business we are in, we will make our lives a whole lot easier. My business is what I can control. Your business has nothing to do with me. God's business is what's going to happen no matter how much I rage, no matter how much I despair, no matter how sad I get. God's business is God's business. And if we can understand this and we can use it almost as our mini mantra as we go through this month, coupled with that serenity prayer. It will help us find that hook into our own space of center. That's it in a nutshell. Thank you for listening. I hope it's given you some value and some tips on how to go through August. I will be back with you in September, giving you the heads up of how to survive in September 2017. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to find out more about what I do and how I do it, please get hold of me on the details on the screen or underneath this video. Have a great month. Have an empowered month. Most of all, have a peaceful month. Bye for now.